Today we're going to talk about cold weather camping, tips and tricks and risks and what to watch out for. Stick around. Cold weather camping can be a challenge, but can also be a lot of fun. You can also avoid a lot of crowds by pushing the shoulder seasons of riding and camping. The most important part of camping in cold weather is having the right gear. Ideally, you should be using a closed-cell foam sleeping pad, as this will have the highest insulative properties. Your sleeping bag should be rated for the temperatures you anticipate encountering, if not lower, and you should pack the right clothes and dress in layers. The main risks associated with cold weather camping will be hypothermia and frostbite. Frostbite will be most likely to occur at your extremities, meaning fingers, toes, ears, and nose, anything that extends out and doesn't have anything next to it to help keep it warm. Any exposed skin is at risk though. Keep an eye out for tingling and numbness. Early stages of frostbite are easy to fix by warming up the affected area, but more severe cases are harder to deal with. Actually, more severe cases of frostbite can do permanent damage to your body. This will come in the form of skin that becomes hardened and a loss of feeling. Frostbite at this level can cause permanent nerve damage. In some extreme cases, amputation may be required, so let's try to avoid that. The best way to avoid that is by keeping extremities covered and warm. Wear gloves around camp, ride in winter-specific riding gloves and gear, and keep your feet as dry and warm as possible both on and off the bike. The human body naturally regulates and attempts to maintain a steady core temperature of around 98 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 Celsius. This takes place through thermoregulation, which is a process that maintains that temperature regardless of temperatures surrounding the body. This is why your body creates sweat to keep you cool and causes you to shiver to create energy that keeps you warm. To avoid becoming dangerously cold, it helps to have a better understanding of how your body loses heat. This can happen in 4 ways: evaporation, radiation, conduction, and convection. Evaporation. Just as sweat can help keep you cool during summer trips, that sweat can aid in loss of body heat in the cold. This is not only due to having moisture near your body, but also the evaporation process of that sweat. Evaporation is the process of a liquid turning into a gas. As this happens, the moisture pulls energy in the form of heat with it away from your body. This is why you should wear moisture-wicking materials and clothes that breathe and prevent you from overheating and sweating. Radiation. Radiation takes place when heat leaves the body into the air via infrared waves. Think of how a radiator disperses heat from the engine into the air around it. This is helped by fans and forward motion of your motorcycle, but the principle is the same. Radiation takes place when there is a difference of temperature between 2 things close to each other. The same way a campfire will radiate heat, your body does that too. Because your body naturally radiates or emits heat, the cold air around you will speed up that process until your body can no longer effectively keep you warm. The best way to combat this is to wear clothes that have good insulation. Conduction. This takes place through physical contact with a cold surface. This is mostly due to contact with the cold ground. Conduction is the transfer of heat from a warm surface to a cold one through direct contact. The tactic for preventing this is using a well-insulated surface to separate yourself from the cold ground. Convection. This is the loss of body heat through the skin into the air around it. You may have seen steam coming off someone in a cold climate. This is convection. The hot air created by your body rises away from you and is replaced with cold air, which your body will now need to warm all over again. As counterintuitive as it may seem, breathing hot air into your sleeping bag on cold nights might not be the best course of action. It may feel good and can warm you up quickly, but your breath carries moisture that can get trapped in your sleeping bag, reducing its ability to insulate. It is better to close your sleeping bag tightly with a hole for your nose and mouth exposed, and let your body generate its own heat, which will carry less moisture. For a boost in body temperature, try a bit of light exercise just before getting into your sleeping bag. Avoid sweating, but a few jumping jacks or a brisk walk should do the trick. Another tip to help keep you warm in your tent is to use a smaller tent that can more efficiently contain heat. You can also heat up some water and place it in a water bottle to bring into your sleeping bag with you. This will aid in generating some heat for a while, buying your body time to generate its own heat. You should also bring clothes for the morning into the sleeping bag with you to avoid having to put on cold socks in the morning. Eating food high in carbohydrates and fats can also help keep you warm at camp. Think of foods that take longer to digest for best results. Your body needs fuel to run. The body turns food into energy through metabolism. This can help keep you warm. It is important to stay hydrated even in the cold when you might not think that you're sweating. However, you should avoid skipping trips to the bathroom at night It might be tempting to stay in your warm sleeping bag instead of braving the cold, but your body spends valuable energy keeping your urine warm, so get rid of it quickly. One final tip for cold weather camping is related to your electronics. This includes your phone, GPS, satellite communicator, and anything that runs on electricity. Batteries will drain much faster in the cold. You can prevent this from happening by storing the devices inside your sleeping bag with you. A lot of sleeping bags even have pockets that work great for this. No matter the weather, as long as you prepare and react safely, you should be able to have a great time. When you have the situation under control, you can then sit back and appreciate Mother Nature and enjoy the added challenge of cold weather camping. Plus, waking up to a snowy campsite can be invigorating and beautiful. Part of being on a motorcycle and camping is exposing yourself to the elements. We are fortunate to never miss any of that on the motorcycle, and there's no reason to shy away from a little bad weather at camp either. So those are my tips for cold weather motorcycle camping. Hope you found this video useful. For more tips like this, check out my book linked below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.